What's going on?
Yo, episode 20, baby.
Episode 20.
Yeah, the one and only Bacardee.
Yes, sir. And the infamous Michael Medina.
Hey, we here.
Literally in the building.
Yes, we made it. Episode
Yes,
20. A lot of people thought we were going to stop at episode
Hell
1.
no.
You know what I mean?
Hell no.
And yes, we took a little while to get here.
Yes,
but you know
sir.
what? Things happen, and this is what it's about, you know?
Absolutely.
Things present themselves. We deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get right back to business.
Absolutely.
You know, my man Bacardee, he's here. He's in pain. My man came in crutches.
Yes, sir.
Torn meniscus.
Yes, sir.
You know, just been going through some things in general.
Right.
So we've been supporting him,
Yes,
wishing
sir.
him a speedy recovery on everything.
Yes, sir.
And we here, man, and he's excited to be here.
Yes,
That's
sir.
monumental.
Yes, sir.
You know, we've been wanting to introduce the world to Bacardee, even though we gave you a little glimpse
Right.
in the very beginning. Today's episode is dedicated to Bacardee. Can we give yourself a round of applause, please?
Sure, why not?
You got a lot of people proud of you, Bacardee.
Appreciate that.
A
man.
lot of people that you have inspired and continue to do so.
I appreciate
You
that.
are a DJ, but way more than that. You are an artist
Yes,
because
sir.
you take this like a craft. This is a
Absolutely.
craft.
Absolutely.
You've been doing this with full dedication for decades.
Yes, sir.
What age did you say, all right, I remember this year, around this time, I was this age that I knew that I was a DJ. I like this.
I gotta say, like around 9 years old.
9 years
9 years
old.
old, bro.
9 years old.
Yeah.
And I know he looks young, guys. But he's not that young. He's like my age, all right? We just take care of ourselves. You know, we're not going to throw our age out there.
No, I know.
Google us.
Yes, you
But
find out.
since 9 years old, you've been trying to like own this craft.
Absolutely.
Well-
I think like when I first, you know, because I'm a big hip hop head, it's from a young age, you know. And my father, I got to give credit to him because he used to collect vinyl like a maniac, and he listened to all different types of music. So it inspired me to listen to all, you know, types of music. Run DMC. When I saw Jam Master Jay DJing.
R.I.P. Jam Master J.
R.I.P. GMJ for real, bro.
Yeah.
And when I saw him, that made me want to do it. You know, like Run DMC was like one of the first records that I ever got, and I put it on a little, and I didn't even have turntables back then. I had like a little phonograph that you open up like a little box, and you put the record on there. And I used to try to scratch on that, and it sounded like shit, you know. But you know, I was just like,
You gotta start somewhere, right?
That's it. You know, so like that inspired me to want to be a DJ, and there was something about vinyl that I loved, just the sound of vinyl, the feel of vinyl. Even though I got rid of all my vinyls,
Wow.
because as a DJ, everything is carried on the SD card, and I love that. Yeah, I love that about
The
technology.
technology
Absolutely.
evolution. But isn't like some vinyl worth
Yeah,
priceless
absolutely,
almost? You know?
absolutely. Yeah, because I even had like old Tribe Called Quest records that I sold, old DBs for like a lot of money. Like it's
Wow.
like, you know, like wow.
Yeah.
I didn't think that records that weren't that long ago in our lifetime that were worth so much money. But yeah, I'm kind of somebody who likes to change with the times. I like to keep up with the times.
I
So
know,
I'm like, you know, like vinyl.
New technology is out, he got it.
Absolutely.
You know, new technology is out next year, he knows about it.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
so I like that about you, and I feel like I'm the same way. You
Yeah,
know, we
yep.
have to evolve with the times.
That's
you know what I
right.
mean, and stay up to date on all this new technology that's available to
Yes,
us,
sir.
and then all the ins and outs on how to navigate through this new equipment and
That's
stuff
right.
like that. Now, where are you from? I know, but let the world know.
I'm from Queens, Astoria, Queens. That's where I grew up. You know?
Astoria, Queens.
Yeah, I was born in Manhattan, but grew up in Astoria, Queens.
That's what's up.
Yes,
That's
sir.
what's up. And you were raised by both mom and dad.
Yeah, both my mom and dad, they still alive. They still together. And
Heck yeah.
Yeah, grew up.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
what's up. And you have worked with some pretty big names in the industry
Yeah.
in your career.
Yes, sir.
You've also held some positions in some pretty cool ass
Yeah,
jobs,
yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
like some very well known jobs. You want to give us a little glimpse? What artists have you worked with? Start with that one.
So many, bro.
I know. He's worked with one of my favorite artists,
Yeah, I know.
Nature.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you know, shout out to Nature, man.
Yes,
I hope
sir.
you watch this episode, man. We've been bumping for all seasons. Wild Gremlins forever. You
Yeah,
heard?
for real, for real. Yeah, worked with Nature, but I knew Nature from school, so like we were friends before music. Same thing with Capone from Capone and Orega.
Yeah.
That was my Cody before music, so like it was just natural to work with these people, you know,
Yeah.
and like engineered sessions for so many people, you know, like Little Kim and shit like that, and mixed records down for so many people. Did beats for certain artists that I never got credit for, where other famous producers stole my beats, you know. But it's all good. You learn the game like that, you know.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Wow. So man, you create something, you put that much, you saw the potential when you created it.
Absolutely.
You put it out there, and someone just took it and took credit for it.
Yes, sir.
Foul.
Yeah.
If you're listening, that's foul. He's a foul dude.
And when you're young, you don't know any better. You know, you don't protect yourself.
No, but you know what? You do learn. You start to realize, all right, well, I gotta do certain little things to protect myself.
Absolutely.
And as I mentioned, you used to work in a few different spots.
Yeah.
As opposed to just being self-employed. What are some of those spots? Let the world know.
I did work on HBO. I actually did. Yeah, I did VH1, MTV, a whole lot of like multimedia businesses when I was in New York City. The only thing that I miss about New York City is just like the opportunity is more there when there's, you know, certain in the field that I'm in. Yeah. Like up here is really not much, but it doesn't matter because everything can be done online.
Right.
So it doesn't matter. But back then, it was like you had to be there.
Yeah, you know? No. It was like where you were at.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And meeting and being around those types of people.
Yes.
As opposed to up here, upstate New York, way slower. But if you're hungry, you still find a way to get it, right?
Right. And you know, the funny thing, you brought it up because I did a remix for Kelly Rowland, right? So it was between me and this other dude, and we both did remixes for her. They went with the other dude, but I felt like my shit was hotter than I did for her, right?
Yeah.
It was.
But yeah, they went with the other dude. But it was an honor just to even get that and do that, you know? Like,
wow.
Yeah, so. But
yeah, man. I've seen him face to face. He's created beats in like 4 or 5 minutes out of nothing.
Yes, sir.
It's not something that just comes overnight, you know? You scratch, you mix, he does parties.
Yes, sir.
And you've also evolved, like we were talking about earlier. You do like drone footage now.
Yes.
You edit videos.
Yeah, videography.
Yes.
Yeah. I shot all his videos that he's done, you know, like for like the Christmas specials that he's done here in the barbershop where he gives away free haircuts to the kids during Christmas time.
Yeah, man. And he'll come over here, we'll record, and then next thing you know, I get an email, yo, check this out, how you like it, you know? And it's always on point, man. Right. So much respect, man, because it's not easy, but you put yourself out there, you give yourself these responsibilities.
Absolutely.
And you want to learn them, you know? We were talking about doing this podcast for a few years ago. I remember I mentioned this to Bacardee, and he was like, yo, we should do it, we should do it. Yep. And he was always down to do it.
Absolutely.
Eventually the time came and we were just like, all right, yo, the time is now. And he was like, let's do it. Yep. What made you, because I'm sure other people have presented ideas to you and you've been like, sure.
Yeah.
What made you say, you know what, let's do it?
The vibe, the energy that you and I have. Like all these years that I've known you, we always had a good rapport, always had good energy. We always bounce ideas back off from one another. And I just think if the vibe is right and the energy is there and you connect with somebody, I think it's natural. I think it's going to be the greatest outcome when you do something like that.
Yeah, I mean, and guys, remember, you don't see notebooks. You don't see me looking at my phone trying to find out what question I'm going to ask him next.
Absolutely.
No. This is all natural, nothing rehearsed. And this is the way we like to do things. We may be a little bit more structured as time goes on if we deem that necessary, but we really like to just be natural, you know, nothing rehearsed, nothing memorized, because I feel like you guys will connect more with that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And it's more raw, uncut, pause, and you know, I know that you guys will appreciate it. I've been watching some of these episodes as they've been getting edited, and I'm super excited for these things to be released.
Follow us on TikTok, by the way. Shop Talk FCB. You got some funny ass reels. This dude is a comedian also, bro. He's a comedian besides
I like to have fun. We gotta have fun, you know? I like to have fun. Yeah, Shop Talk FCB on TikTok.
Yes.
Shop Talk FCB on YouTube. Coming soon.
And Instagram.
We're really excited for where this podcast can go. You know, like he said, it's always been about positive vibes. I don't think there's really ever been a time where we've taken our conversations to anything negative.
Never.
You know, like it's always been like uplifting, motivational, inspirational, and how we could piggyback off each other and build each other up, you know? And so we're trying to get this message across to the whole world. I mentioned have people going on vacation talking about, you know, our episode in Florida, and Bacardee was like, global. Global.
Absolutely.
And that's the type of mentality that we're trying to have is realize the potential, execute.
Yes, sir.
He's a DJ. He picked up a little scratchy thing at 9 years old.
Yeah.
He didn't know what he was doing. He
Right.
saw the people, was inspired little by little, got some equipment, got better at that stuff.
Yes,
You
sir.
gotta think, you were messing with cassettes too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Hell
you
yeah.
were telling me just now in the chair, you used to have to loop with the
Yeah.
cassettes. This is not no easy task, guys. This is not no easy task. DJs that know.
That's right. Real DJs.
Real DJs know.
Not everybody's a DJ.
Not everybody's a
I want
DJ.
to put that out there.
You
Not
wasn't
everybody's a
carrying
DJ.
crates of vinyl.
Exactly.
You wasn't. You didn't have that collection of
Yup.
vinyl. You didn't. Nah. You wasn't looping cassettes.
That's right.
You
And
know?
using the sync button don't make you a DJ. Goddamn.
Yeah. Yeah,
For
man.
real.
And I know growing up in New York City, yes, there's opportunity out there because you meet so many people, but also on the flip side, there's a lot of competition.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
Absolutely.
that makes you either get better
That's
or
it. That's
get
it.
out.
That's it.
right?
And the thing is like I was in the street a lot, so I didn't dedicate my full time into doing it. Like I always loved the music, but I was stupid. I was young. I was dumb. I was in the street, so put it on the back burner. I would do it when I come home, but it wasn't like my main thing. But after a certain age and after a while, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna dedicate my shit to this. I'm gonna dedicate my craft to this, and you know that's just started getting better.
Change your life.
That's it. Changed my life.
Yeah.
You know, like fuck the streets.
And
Excuse my language.
life is a roller coaster.
Absolutely,
Right?
yeah.
So like it wasn't always peaches and cream for us growing up. You know, you had mentioned before in a previous episode that you went through homelessness at one point.
Yes, sir.
Where was your like you were just packing up all your equipment, wherever you were was where everything was?
Storage.
Wow.
I put all my equipment in storage. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we were trying to figure out where we're gonna go.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was a scary experience because there's no stability, so you don't know
Yeah.
what you're gonna do. You know.
Wow.
But you know what? It makes you stronger.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, homelessness, man. That means you ain't got
Nothing.
nowhere to
No
sleep, nowhere to go. We
Yeah.
got a car, or maybe somebody that is letting us
Right.
lamp in their, on their couch or
Absolutely.
something like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. So, what was something that told you, yo, wait a minute, I gotta get myself out of this. Like, this is different.
It happened instantly like this. It was something that I had no control over. It just happened. So we were like, you know what? Let's do what we got to do. And, to my better half, because she's my partner for life. And her too, she's been a rock in my life. When I felt like I couldn't make it, she was there to hold me down. So I felt like as long as I had her, no matter where we went, we were good.
Hell yeah.
No matter if we had no money or nothing, we were
Hell
good.
yeah.
So you defeat these obstacles, you conquer over them. At that point, I was like, you know what? Let's just do what we got to do to benefit ourselves. Because it wasn't like we weren't working. It wasn't like we were just, bullshitting.
Right.
It's like we were both working jobs. I was working an overnight job. She was working from 4 to 12. So it was like we had jobs.
Yeah.
It wasn't like we didn't have a job.
Right. It was just tough.
It was just
tough.
It just happened. It was a fucked up situation that happened. And then thank God my friend Mike, I got to shout out my boy Mike Crimmy, Queens. His mom had an empty apartment, and she was living in Bayside. She had an empty apartment in Astoria, not too far from where I lived. She was like, you know what? We reached out to her. She was like, sure, come on, move in. It's yours. And just like that. And she passed away recently. So R.I.P. Dolores, But she looked out for us when we needed it. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
The right people come into your life at the right time,
Absolutely.
bro. It couldn't have been easy. Have you ever felt like, it was over? Going through that, it was like, it's like, this is it. It's over.
Of course, yeah, because you're like, what the fuck do I do now? Where do I go? How do I defeat this? And, it puts you in a worry state, and you're like, you know what? It's all in your mind. You got to have a strong will. You got to have a strong mindset.
Yeah, because you never gave up.
No, never.
And I noticed that's what your wristband says.
That's right. Never give up.
Never
no
give
matter
up.
what, yeah.
You never gave up.
No, never did.
What made you decide to switch sceneries and come to upstate New York?
Well, my parents moved out here in like 2006, and they bought a house out here. They wanted me to come visit them. I had a falling out with my parents, so I didn't speak to them for a few years, and they reached out and told me, why don't you come visit us? So we did. We went to go visit them, and Liv fell in love with it. She was like, oh, I love it up here. Like, nah, I don't want to move up here.
That's what's up.
Yeah, but it was the best move.
Yeah.
It was the best. Absolutely. I'll never move back to New York City.
You can always go back.
I always do.
Yeah.
But I'll never move back.
That's what's up.
It's a better quality of life up here. There's a lot of less shit you got to deal with. I mean, nothing's perfect where you go, but
right.
It's a lot better than New York City. It's not crowded. It's not overwhelming. So, I like it here.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And you still got the hustler mentality.
Oh, always.
Yeah, you're still
Always.
grinding.
Always.
And then you're on crutches right now.
Yeah.
So you're unable to DJ right now. You're on a hiatus right now.
Literally had to turn out mad gigs, bro.
Yeah,
Turn out
yeah.
mad gigs. It's crazy because it's like, damn, I just miss so much money.
Yeah.
But then I think about it. Money ain't shit. Money will come.
Money will come.
Money will come.
It's waiting for you.
Absolutely.
It's just waiting for you.
Absolutely. So it's like, you know what? I got to focus on healing, getting better, and everything will be there. So, there's times times, I'm not gonna lie, that I feel defeated and I feel overwhelmed, and I'm like, damn, when is this gonna end? When am I gonna get better? But you know what? I have to tell myself it's alright. You get over it. You get through this, and then I got people like you that tell me, yo, I'm thinking of you. Hope you heal, and that helps me, bro. You know, that's like, wow, somebody cares.
That's what's up.
You know, and other friends that reach out to me and just to see how I'm doing, and I appreciate those people. And Liv, like I said, Liv is always there for me. Liv, no matter what, Liv has been there for me. She's always gonna be there for me, and
I think you guys are gonna meet Liv on episode 22.
Yes, with Jess.
With Jessie. Yes. We're both gonna have our ladies on here.
Yeah, it's gonna be special that day.
Yeah, it's gonna be a movie.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yes, sir.
We both have some very special ladies in our lives. Yeah. I feel like we hit the lotto.
We definitely did.
Because holy smokes, I didn't have the lottery ticket last time. Holy smokes, what was that? I'm just kidding. I'm not. Oh man. Listen, man, sometimes you gotta walk through fire to get to where you're going, you know what I mean? And it's all good. How long have you guys been together?
25 years.
25 years.
25 years this April.
Damn.
That just passed, yeah.
Damn, 25. I told you, he just looks young, guys.
No kids, never had kids, you know, like, and we could easily say, hey, we got nothing tying us together, you know? We could just but nah, it's a bond, it's a strength, it's true, genuine love, man. And
it really is. I see the way you guys interact with each other. It's so freaking awesome. What is next for Bacardee?
I'm gonna conquer the world, goddammit.
Yeah!
We're going global.
Yeah!
But I definitely, what's next for me is next for us. I include you in it. I definitely want to take this podcast game to the next level because we got so many different ideas and we come up with so many good ideas and we have great guests. We have genuine guests, man. The guests that we have aren't like your average podcast where you see people drama and just instigating and talk. This is about positive energy and just spreading love, and I think that's the best thing to do.
It's so positive that if you are negative and you want to be a guest on here, you're gonna leave feeling positive.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna hit you with so much love, bro.
Yo, you don't even know how infectious we are. You're not gonna be negative no more.
But it's true though, because every time I come in here and I see him, it's like, yo, what's up? And it's always a good thing. So
yeah,
that's how we're gonna hit you, bro.
Yeah, man. And just know it wasn't always easy for Bacardee. It wasn't always easy for me.
Absolutely.
Or you.
That's
you
right.
know, but you may have found yourself in a very difficult spot in life, and then all of a sudden you realize and said, you know what, I'm the one that's in control of this.
Yes, sir.
I'm the one that is gonna bring me out of this hole that I'm in. Don't give up.
Don't.
Look at the bracelet.
Never give up.
Never give up. Because there's brighter times for you. There's more smiles and laughter for you.
Yeah.
It's just sometimes, man, life hits you with an elbow.
That's right.
You know, one of the other things that my man went through, hope you don't mind me mentioning it, but my boy also recently lost his dog.
Yeah.
I mean, this dog was so freaking awesome. His name is Mello, R.I.P. Mello.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, he was the man. And that, you know, it's just another thing in life that kind of slows you down, hinders you, and it might put you in a slump. You know what I mean? He's got the right support system in his circle. We're there for him. Show your love to him and his girl for the loss of their companion, Mello, in the comments. You know, hit them heart buttons like this. You know what I'm saying? But we always wishing you positive vibes, bro.
Appreciate you, brother.
I hated that you went through that, bro, because that was a tough time for you. You know, I know that was your little homie right there.
And I know you know it because of Nina. So R.I.P. Nina too, man.
Yeah, we both lost our dogs within a year, and tough times, you know. And I was in shambles, just like I know him and Liv were in shambles. Couldn't even hold conversations at first, you know. But
I still cry.
Still cry, you know. Especially that first time you go home and there's no tail wagging, you know. So it's very, very difficult. But that's just one example of how sometimes life can throw you a monkey wrench.
That's
you know, something happens that will present itself as an obstacle or hurdle, but nonetheless, man, Bacardee is here. Like I said, he's picked himself up, and that's what this is about. It's really about conquering, overcoming, taking the necessary steps to get better, to go further. What is something that helps you when you're feeling down, when you're feeling like giving up? You know, like what's something that helps you?
Music.
music.
Yeah, always.
Any
music.
particular song or any particular artist?
I have such a wide range of music that I listen to. Anything from Frank Sinatra, Bob Dylan, Pink Floyd to Nas, Eminem. Like, I have such a wide range, bro. Like, so it's all types of music that get me going. But just even making music, creating music, it's something that puts me in a better mood. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because without music, bro, this world would be fucked up. You know?
Yeah, I mean, there's songs in every language.
Absolutely.
You know, like they're...
And aren't there songs that you listen to and it makes you cry?
Yeah.
Right? Like right away.
It's
so music is great,
definitely. Yeah, definitely. There are certain songs that, as much as I love them, I gotta hit next on them.
Absolutely.
Because it's not, I don't want to cry in front of my haircuts.
Right.
I have before.
Yeah.
Shout out to my clients that have witnessed me cry, man. I've gotten real soft in my old age.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that,
man,
bro.
dude.
There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Definitely, man. And so, as far as the DJs that are out there, the ones that are already out there doing anything, the ones that are watching this maybe and saying, man, Bacardee's that dude. You know, I wish I knew what he knew, and maybe say, let me try this out.
Right.
What's something you might be able to say to that aspiring DJ or to that DJ that has been DJing, but that's all he does is he's a DJ and he doesn't want, what's...
Well, to me, never give up. Never give up. If that's your passion, if that's your love, never give up DJing. It's a great skill to have, and I think it could bring you a lot of money and happiness because you get to do something that you love. And why not get paid with something that you want to do? But never give up. Never let nobody influence you or throw you astray to say, hey, you know what? You suck or you're trash. You get better. You practice. When I started, I was trash, but you get better. You practice and you get better. DJs that are out there that only do DJing, don't limit yourself. You could do anything. There's so many things you could do. I started as a DJ and I literally do everything else. Literally, I can do anything else. So never limit yourself. Keep going. Set a goal and accomplish that goal. And after you accomplish that goal, set another goal and keep setting goals. Keep setting goals until you feel like, you know what, you accomplished enough for that moment, but never stop because life is so short and you could be gone tomorrow and you're going to regret that you never did what you love. So to me, just
you're
never
gonna
stop.
regret not doing something you knew you could do. You know, you just never did it.
Absolutely.
So yeah, like he said, man, don't give up. Keep going.
That's it.
And when a difficult time presents itself, just know it's temporary, bro.
That's right. And also, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. It doesn't matter what equipment you start with, because I started with bullshit equipment. I started on some... Yeah. So if you have a passion for it and you have a skill and you're a good DJ, you could DJ on anything. Don't worry about equipment or having the newest equipment. You could start off with a budget, you know, like a small budget and budget-friendly equipment. And if you're a good DJ, you're going to pull a crowd, you're going to do your thing, and then you could later on get the equipment you want. That's how I did. I started with bullshit equipment and then later on just build everything up. So, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. You're good. No, you just brought me back to this party that you DJ'd at, man. That was an all-white affair. I don't know if you remember that shit. Man, he put this Victor Manuel song on.
That's right.
I turned around to the DJ booth. I was like, yo, holy, I haven't heard this one in a while. Yeah, man, that was a good one. Now I got that song on repeat all the time. Man, that was a good one. As far as advertising goes, how is it that you get yourself out there?
Instagram, Facebook, all social media. I just did a TikTok. I never had a TikTok. I just created a TikTok and I haven't even uploaded anything yet. But I think social media is the best way to advertise. I think, and especially with the younger generation nowadays, you have these tools in your hand. Use it. Utilize them. Put them to use. Utilize these tools, but social media is the best thing to get your name out there. There's so many people watching. There's billions of people looking, and all you got to do is have the product. That's it. Sell yourself. That's it. You know, and like I said, if you're good, if you got skill, if you're good, keep practicing. If you're not, but if you got skill and you're good, you'll definitely book jobs.
Yeah, man. I drew a blank after the GoPro dying got me.
Yeah, fuck you, GoPro.
Alright, so we're going to be releasing these episodes once we're done with our 25th episode. We have our guests already lined up. We're super excited to have them. We're hoping that with your support, you help bring this further than we even imagined.
That's right.
Yes, we're hopeful and, you know, that it goes global, you know. But if you believe in what we're saying, if you hear us and you connected with us, yo, spread that love.
That's right.
Let the world know that, hey, watch that episode, follow these guys. These guys are on a positive movement.
That's it.
Put yourself out there, advertise, use all social media platforms. They're free.
That's right.
You know, so we have tools in front of us. We got to use them.
Utilize them. That's it.
Use them. You don't know it all when you first get it, but little by little.
We still don't know. We're still learning this. You know?
We're learning this, but we have goals to master.
Absolutely.
And that's what he was saying is set goals and master them goals.
That's right.
Set another one and keep chipping away at them. We could do it, man. We could do it. Absolutely. We have the potential to do it. You got the radio voice. I got the looks. Look at this. Man, yes, literally no one ever has said that about me. But we're very excited for real on how far we can take this podcast show. We're very excited to expand and watch these episodes so that we can see the evolution of where we started. Because remember, we started off a little closer to the shop.
Yeah, it was like really like we had like a little space. It was like only one angle, and it looked crazy.
We started off with one camera, then two, and then now we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cameras and a half. Yeah, because one of them keeps dying every once in a while. But yo, that's just an example. Look. That one just died.
Wow, you see,
but it's all good. It's all good. Look, that camera died. So little obstacle like that, yo, small thing to a giant. Yeah, these things are gonna happen.
And that's proof right there.
That's proof. But I guarantee you that we get better, and you're gonna be like, there, no cameras died. You gotta like grow with us. That's it. Grow with us, because we're not gonna stop growing. Nope. We're never gonna give up. Never. We're gonna keep DJing. We're gonna keep editing. We're gonna keep showing up.
That's right.
You know, we're gonna make this happen. Man, we're gonna make dreams come true. We're gonna help you realize your dreams and your potential too. Yes, sir. All right. So set them goals. That's right. Chip away at them. That's right. You know, Bacardee. Yes, sir. Thank you so much for giving me your time today, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate you.
This show is completely dedicated to Bacardee, episode 20. It's a huge honor for me to be sharing a couch with him, and I'm just glad that he feels the same way. Absolutely. The energy is unmatched. We have way more to show y'all, to give y'all a lot of information. Look out for the next episode with Professor, because you're gonna love Professor. Professor, he's the man, and that's all I'm gonna tell you right now. You know, I don't want to even give it away right now. Nope. You're gonna have to wait. Yes, sir. I just wanted to give you the name, Professor. All right.
So we appreciate y'all, man. Show us love, show support. Hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. Yep. And we appreciate y'all being here supporting us, man.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Episode 20 is a wrap.
Peace. Shop Talk.
Peace.